Like that's my one problem I've had with Earl Sweatshirt
Yeah.
and sometimes like Vince Staples.
Yeah.
'Cause I like them. They're good rappers.
I saw a funny ass TikTok about Earl Sweatshirt, and it was like it was somebody being like, when your homie takes the aux and plays Earl Sweatshirt, and it was some beat that sounded like a backwards like ice cream truck, you know. It was like like it
Bro,
just sounded
he got an
terrible.
album called like Feed and Clay or something like that.
Yeah.
The whole album is garbage. Whole
Yeah,
album.
and the lyrics were like Scuboropolis and in the top of this and like just bullshit, just
Like
word salad.
Earl, the best credits Earl gets from me is like the fact that the nigga was like 16 at the start of Odd Future, spitting the way that he is.
No, I mean the best Odd Future release at that moment when they were
Was
just
Earl.
getting the Earl.
Yes,
That
yes.
was that first of all one of the best YouTube videos of our
Yes.
generation,
Where they
hands
make
down.
the Dutch juice.
Bro, that shit
I
was
love that
prolific.
shit. I love that shit.
So I can never say that Earl didn't make his mark.
Oh, he
Like
definitely made his
Earl
mark big
is
time. Like
Earl
I said,
is
bro, he was a kid rapping.
yeah.
Nigga, nobody was writing his lyrics.
No,
Then.
no. Hell no. And you know, he had his own style, he had his own flow, and he had a lot of things to say at a young age, which I think is you know, it's not easy to do that and always sound good. You know,
No, 'cause
you're
he did. Like early on, he definitely sounded real good. And I was like, dude, who is this? And then when did my research? I'm like, bro, this guy's.
yeah.
At that time, I'm
We're
only
we're
16.
recording.
No,
right
that's
now.
fine. I'm good. I figured we were, and I was gonna ask if we were.
You
Because
got
I
to
was gonna
bring
be
the
really
mic up.
mad if we weren't.
No. We're up. We're going in. It's
We
another
are going
episode,
in.
ladies and gentlemen, of Two Detroit Nerds. We're back again for another episode this week. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been listening to us so far, please make sure that you like and subscribe all of the stuff that we're doing on YouTube, all the stuff we're doing on TikTok, all the stuff we're doing on Instagram. And I know the reason why you're listening to my voice right now is probably because you saw us on Instagram. Let's get
Gotta
real.
be.
Let's get
It's
serious.
the real reason. We know it. We've been on this, but
So if you're listening to me, you saw us on Instagram, and you still haven't followed us, I don't understand. You're indulging right now. You're into our stuff. So just like it, subscribe, follow. We need the numbers.
it's not hard. I mean, you guys will go do those same things for people that have millions of followers, millions of views on their videos. Why not come do that to a page that's actually making good content?
Hey, I bet y'all niggas if Kai Cenat told y'all niggas
Yeah.
to fucking do something, you do it.
They would. Aiden Ross is out here talking about, yeah, go run up to your local 7-Eleven and get this for me. His product. Y'all niggas are going to clear the racks for that.
Y'all niggas would knock your grandmother over
Yeah.
to fucking give Kai Cenat your money.
For a nigga from New York. Now, I give Kai Cenat his props, but if you're in Detroit listening to us, you guys got to just come do this for us. We're costing you $0. Not a penny to come do this.
Listen.
A little bit of your time, sure.
And we're not saying that we're the show that does it sometimes. We're not saying we're the show that, you know, we'll give you an episode once in a while.
Yeah.
We're saying we're the show that never stops.
We don't. You guys are the only witnesses to this is our fans. You guys have seen it. When have you guys seen us stop? If you have an answer, come hit this chat. Come let us know in the comment section. We'll fact check you. We'll
Yeah,
make you
bro.
feel a little dumb for a second. It's always good to have to feel a little dumb in life a little bit here and there.
Yeah. Sometimes I got to get corrected, you know?
Yeah.
It's all good. But, Dom, a lot of things have happened in the past couple weeks.
They have.
And, you know, we've been talking more personally in the last two episodes, which is great.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
we've been really liking the responses we've been getting from people. I know some people got upset with me because I was talking about Kanye West and
Jared Kushner.
and Jared Kushner, and for
Kim
some
K.
reason that got a very emotional response from the internet. Listen, guys, we're all out here living this capital life. I don't need us to be enemies. You're not as
Right.
rich as Kanye. You're not as rich as Jared Kushner.
Neither
you don't,
are we.
You don't need to be on either of their side. You could just listen to what I'm saying and accept it or not and move on. You don't need to like attack me about Kanye's investment details. It's not necessary.
Don't build your way up to an aneurysm because of what some two guys said, you know?
Yeah,
We
it's
were
not your
claimed to
money.
we were also claimed to be I think in your mom's basement, in my mom's basement.
Yeah.
You guys,
No, we had a
does
comment.
this look like a fucking basement to you?
Yeah, we had a comment from someone who was like, "Oh, at least I'm not in my mom's basement." Listen, I was in my mom's basement like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not right now.
Right.
I live in a great apartment with my fiance, and we do our show here.
Right.
So here's the thing: if you want to make fun of me, there's plenty of things to make fun of. Like look at my hair. You can make fun of that all day, but I'm not in my mom's basement, so it's not gonna it doesn't connect.
Come with some good insults, you guys. You know,
Yeah.
we're big fans of insults here. You know, we're all guys here. You know, at least on the recording. You know,
I like
we
good
talk
fun.
Shit. Yeah, we like fun, but
Yeah.
just come with something good. Don't try to go for the obvious, the normal insults people would do to try to hurt somebody's feeling or character, because that shit doesn't work with us. Look at the title of our show.
We're
Two Detroit
literally
nerds. You guys
two
think we're insulted easily?
Detroit nerds.
See how we dress? You think we're insulted easily? We don't give a fuck.
Again, I don't think I brushed my hair in the last 10 years. There's plenty of things you can make fun of me about.
Right. What about me? Look at my hairline here, you guys. Let's say something about that. Some dude months ago called me the Joe Budden of anime, like, and I laughed that shit off. Like, what an insult to take, because, you know, being compared to Joe Budden is not a good thing for me. But I get it. Have your opinions.
Wait, let's pause on that for a second. Why do you not like Joe Budden? What's your issue?
I don't not like Joe Budden. I feel like Joe Budden showed a very respectful manner of how you could, at the start of your career, be industry washed, I would say. And either he couldn't go that way or chose not to. If he chose not to, I respect that. Because he really showed over the years, although it might have taken him however long, he's a good rapper. He was.
No, he's
Good MC. Good MC.
MC.
I keep confusing those two. I don't mean to. And although I'm not the most consistent watcher, he does have a very well-performing podcast.
Yeah, he's a good MC in the same way that a guy at Jiffy Lube is a good mechanic. Like,
yes,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he can rap, but
he's gonna do the
makeability,
basics. Yeah, he's gonna do the basics. He's gonna be competent.
Yes,
but he's not gonna, you know.
No, he's not gonna out rap, you know, my favorite rapper.
Yeah, this ain't Shark Works.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
It's not.
Yeah.
No, my only problem with the see, look, man, it's weird because a lot of times in my life I get these comparisons or these so-called lookalikes that I have, and it always ends up being these celebrities, right? So at first I'm like, oh, okay, you know, whatever. Then I started to look back on some of these people I've been told I look like, and I'm like, what is one consistent thing that I'm always compared to these people with that they have that I also have, right?
What is
Obviously,
that?
it's not the money, it's not the fame, it's not the stardom.
Right. What is it?
They're light skinned with a fucking beard. They are light skinned with a beard, okay? Let's
And
be
this
real
is-
here. Every light skinned nigga that has a beard does not look like the next light skinned nigga that also has a beard. So please do away with that for my sake. If
In the
not,
in the
keep
comments,
insults
please remind him that not only is what he said not true, but it's also annoying to have to remind light skinned niggas with beards that they all look the same.
See,
you know,
here's the
like we
thing.
don't want to have to like. I'm an African man. I'm a black
Yeah,
African.
yeah.
You understand? I'm listen. I'm related to everyone who's listening to this. I'm Ethiopian. Do you understand? My DNA is your DNA. I'm the first human.
Yes.
My name is literally Adam. You understand? I invented you. Do you get it? So what I'm saying is I have no problem with how I look, but with a lot of these light skinned niggas, there's this like denial about the fact that they all look like each other.
Right.
And it's not a bad thing.
Right.
Listen, I got plenty of light skinned friends. I mean, you know my boy Mark. You know.
I look like him to you, right?
No, you guys.
Okay, good. See, the thing about dark-skinned niggas that don't have beards is, of course, they're going to jump on this train about the light skin. See, I think it goes back to those old times, you know, about shall I say, 400 years ago, you know. These light-skinned guys, you know, I understand it. It is a thing that has just been imprinted upon their minds and DNA, you know. A lot of light-skinned people back in the day might have been in the house.
Right,
I get it.
right.
I wasn't in the house.
Right.
I wasn't there, but I get it. It's this instilled thing of anger and What is it? Anger and rage. I get it, bro.
A lot
you
of
want some of his beard, bro? I've cut a lot of it off.
I
over
would
the
love,
years.
Ali will tell you one of my biggest or one of my biggest laments. Like, it'll be raining. I'll be listening to opera. I'll be like, just like stabbing the desk with a knife that I, got off of a German soldier, on the battlefield. And she'll be like, Adam, what's wrong? And I'll be like, I don't have a beard.
It's not coming in. I've shaved 6 times today.
Have a beard. She knows that that's a big problem for me. So.
It's definitely a good accessory, I'll call it, but it comes with its problems. Shit is itchy. You know what I mean? You have to have it maintained. I can't just go get a haircut and only get my haircut. You gotta include the beard with it too.
My fantasy is having like a massive beard. Like who's that one basketball player?
James Harden.
Yeah, like a James Harden beard.
Yeah.
Where like food's always getting in it.
Yeah.
And people are like,
you don't
hey,
care
man.
about that at that point.
Yeah, no, like I would. Oh my god. I mean, you see how my hair looks. Like, imagine if I could grow out a beard.
Oh god, it'd be horrid.
I wouldn't get hired anywhere.
Like, this guy's fresh off the boat here.
Literally,
they don't got razors where he's from. No, I mean I've let my beard get to that point a couple times, and it's weird, because at the same time that you might be feeling like, damn, this shit is nasty. I don't like this shit. I need to change it. People be like, oh my god, I love your beard.
Right? Yeah.
Women and men alike, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah, it's to each their own.
Yeah.
Like people really see a different you than you see a lot of
do.
the time, and like that's kind of how I've started to like. Especially, I mean, you probably wouldn't know this because, since you've known me, I've been pretty laissez-faire with my hair. Mm-hmm. But like, my family, especially like my African American side. They don't play around. Like their hair is always immaculate.
Yes.
They're always perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. So the fact that I look the way I do, you know what I'm saying?
It's funny, bro. It's the exact scene that just shot in my mind of you saying that is Coming to America when Eddie Murphy first goes to the barbershop in New York, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, damn, boy, I forgot to ask him. They ask him about what he puts in his hair, and he goes, there is no product.
Yeah.
My hair was best, and only the finest berries and juices from my home. Dude, that's exactly what I just pictured. Is that like?
What's funny is I've watched Coming to America a lot of different times in my life, and at different times in my life it means something different to me because there's so many moments in that movie that are such pictures of the American black experience.
Yes.
Even something as subtle as the fact that the father character, the father of the woman that Eddie Murphy is trying to get
owner
with,
of McDowell's.
The fact that he has a chain, or not a chain restaurant, but a restaurant that is much like McDonald's, but he's the owner of it, and it's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
Like this idea of black businesses being in the shadow. Like they're not the front runners of whatever industry they're in, even though they might be at the same quality level, even though they might be
above,
or even above. I mean, the way that he talked about his restaurant was, much like someone at a fine dining, establishment, even though it was like a burger, it was a
very
fucking
prideful,
McDonald's.
in the best way.
But that is telling you something about the black experience, especially at that time, and especially of that generation, and it's subtle. And that movie is just so incredible with that. And the other thing too, I don't know if I ever told you this, but when I was living in the Netherlands, I had a friend that was a German woman, and she was from like the Allgäu, which is like way high up in the fucking mountains, where Hitler, used to do push-ups, like that area, And I remember she was telling me, she was like, I absolutely love American movies. Our family watches American movies all the time. She said her town was about 300 people. So this is she called it a village, a German village in the mountains, right? And she was saying how much they loved American movies. So I was like, what's your favorite American movie? She was like, oh my God, the movie we watch every year since I've been a baby is The King of Zamunda. And I was like, what's The King of Zamunda?
What is that? What is that movie?
She was like, The King of Zamunda? That's the biggest movie of all time with that amazing black actor, Eddie Murphy. And I was like, what is she talking? Eddie Murphy has never been in a movie called The King of Zamunda.
Right.
And then it just hit where I was like, she's talking about Coming to America.
That is fucking awesome.
And she told me they watch that every Christmas since she's been a baby.
I've never known that to be a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie. It takes place during Christmas.
You're right.
Yeah. But that's
Damn.
their family, their German family in the middle of nowhere in the fucking mountains in Germany. They're watching Coming to America with Eddie Murphy every Christmas.
Wow.
That
That's mind blowing.
is amazing.
That
right?
is amazing.
Right?
Shout out Eddie Murphy.
Shout out Eddie
Shout
Murphy.
out James Earl Jones.
Shout out.
Yes.
Like, not too many other people are doing things like that. Not too many other cultures or groups or ethnic minorities from countries
Yeah.
have that kind of extensive reach.
Talk about I was literally just gonna say talk about reach, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking. Listen, village is saying enough, right? If she described where she lived as a village, you know, you're thinking not too much access to media, things like that. Even in today's time, only so much. I mean, Coming to America, of any movie she could name, you know, I would expect like a Top Gun or like a
No,
true
think about how many
diehard
white
American
films.
movie.
Think about how many white films they could have been watching. Right.
Right.
It's a Wonderful Life, Home Alone.
Yeah.
You know, tons. Meet the Parents. Tons of white American movies that would have probably been more relatable to them.
Of course.
But for some reason, Coming to America
Yeah.
was their favorite movie.
And I think that's very telling about movies too, because you know we have this idea of what's relatable is what's going to be the most well received, but sometimes it's what keeps your interest, bro. It's what piques your interest, and I can easily see why a movie like Coming to America to that girl would be something that piques her interest. I get it.
And you know, to them, having never met black people,
Yeah.
they're just watching this movie about this experience of someone
Mm-hmm.
from one African nation, you know, going to a place that's predominantly African but is in America,
Yeah.
and the sort of cultural hijinks that ensue, and the fact that that's translatable to them, that they're able to watch something that
Yeah.
otherwise they should have no, connection to.
Yeah. At all.
Says something about the humanity
It does.
that Eddie Murphy's able to display, John Amos is able to display. Listen, guys, I know a lot of y'all, the young niggas that watched Uncut Gems, saw John Amos in Uncut Gems and like didn't know who that was.
We're frowning on y'all.
Yo,
Y'all
shouts
are
out to
sad.
John Amos. Shouts out to John Amos. That's a black American. Do you understand what John Amos has done for black people in pictures? Very similar to like something like Sidney Poitier. You know, it's funny, you know, the fact that Allie's not the same race as me. I was showing her a few, you know, historical films that are about that subject. Have you ever seen the film Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
No.
Have you ever heard of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
Possibly.
Oh my God. Dominic.
Bro, you literally anytime.
This is how you know he's an Arab.
Anytime
this kind of stuff.
Anytime I've tried to have movie discussions with you, you're like straight to the point, which I respect. That's exactly in the majority of those times I want. But sometimes, you know, I'm trying to pick your mind because I understand you're the moviegoer that you are. And also, by the way, folks, the movie maker that he is. Yeah, we'll get into that at a different time.
I didn't do anything.
I was a little bit
anything worth anybody's time.
little bit at sometimes underwhelmed because I was like, damn, this guy's about to go on like a 5-hour bender of explaining to me every little key point that there is that goes into movies and what makes them good. I did get that out of you a couple times, not as often as I thought I would.
I think it's boring. That's why I don't go on.
No. Trust me, bro. Anything I ask you about that regards your personal life, I won't find boring. That's why I'm asking, because I want the inside look of somebody who is way more involved in an area than I've ever been, or more than the majority of the people I know have ever been. So
what's a movie related thing you've been wanting me to talk about?
Yeah, basically, what makes a movie good in your eyes? I guess.
What makes a film good in my eyes?
Yes.
Wow.
Is it
That's a good question.
Yeah. Is it the actors / actresses allocated to the movie? Is it somebody's ability to act? Is it the scenery, the plot points, the directive narrative that comes with whoever directs this? A lot of things I could ask. More than, enough time.
So the thing about film is that, like, depending on why you're going to see a movie, you're looking for something, right? Like,
probably one of those things I named.
yeah. So So I'll tell you about like what
Yeah.
what catches my attention.
Okay, there we go.
So if I'm watching a movie and I've never seen it before, no one's ever told me anything
Yeah.
about it, but if I were to walk away from it and tell you that was a fucking great movie, what I am saying, why I'm saying that. So a lot of times there is a standard like format to
Okay.
a film, and films that adhere to that format, I have no problem with.
Yeah.
You know, like we can look at more classic movies. Like I think I mentioned it earlier, Home Alone.
Yes.
Right, Home Alone is a very classic
Yeah.
film.
Absolutely.
Like there is a inciting incident. There is plot points that are very trackable and very easy to understand. I've got no problem with
Right.
films like that. I really don't. I definitely have my like avant-garde
Yeah.
movies, but
Yeah, of course.
I'm actually a bread and butter guy.
Right.
I remember when I was in France, I was talking to someone and they were like, "Oh, there's all these different types of French films and da da da. Like, what's your favorite French film?" And I said Le Marine. Le Marine is a action movie. It's about God damn it, what the fuck is that guy's name? It's not Carlos the Jackal. It's another French terrorist, but it's an action movie,
Yeah.
which a lot of French people they don't. That's not what they like
Yeah.
in film, and they were surprised that that's what I said to them because they expected me the way I talk, and I'm in Europe and I'm an American. They thought I'd give them some flowery
Yeah.
film answer. Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh, I like Jean-Luc Godard
Yeah.
and Jean-Pierre Baptiste. No, I like a good movie where there's something fun that happens
Yeah.
in it. It's real simple, and for the most part, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Is like, does a film fulfill its original promise? So
Okay.
within about 20 minutes of a film, they're making a promise to you.
Yes.
Whatever it is either this person dies at the end, you will find out the answer of X, or this will happen at that time, right?
Okay.
And as long as it fulfills that, I'll pretty much tell you that it was a good movie.
Yeah.
But what I really remember about a film is how close it can get to reality.
Fair.
So the films that
We've
I
had that
personally
discussion.
the films that I personally like are films that play out in much in the same way that an actual event would happen, right? And you can only really notice this after watching enough films because you realize that most films are, going to be theatrically drawn out. They're
course.
going to be set in a way where it's not necessarily in line with reality, but it's in line with the, desired effect of whatever that film
Yeah.
is trying to impart on you.
Fair.
It's the entertainment value first and then everything else second. What really impresses me is a film that says, I'm going to entertain you, but it's going to be on my terms.
Yeah.
It's not going to be on the term that you wanted it to be on. And a film that successfully takes me on its own journey
Yeah.
with its own language and its own standards, to me, that mimics more reality.
Yeah.
Right? So I would say that's kind of what impresses me in a film. Like, how close can you get? So, for example, I'll use, and a lot of people who are listening to this, like, give us a fucking example. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Fucking general words. Fuck you. All right. Have you seen the film Sexy Beast? Okay. Jonathan Glazer's, I think it was his first film. He was doing commercials before that. But it's a English crime drama. It's about this retired English gangster where one of his old associates comes to his retirement house in Spain and says, guess what? You got to do another job.
Yeah.
I know you're having fun and like hanging out on the beach. Yeah.
We need you though.
Yeah, we need you. And that type of film is not really interested in what you want
Right.
from that kind of genre, right? Like a crime, drama, English gangster film has a certain beat pace to
course.
it. Sexy Beast doesn't do any of that. Sexy Beast just says, you're waking up on the beach with this guy, you're hanging out in the same way he would hang out, and guess what? Somebody just called you.
Yeah.
And there's a realism to the surprise
Of course.
of something that you wouldn't normally get in a typical film format that I really like.
Okay.
But that's just my,
No,
my-
I like that. I like that. I mean, that's somewhat within the realm of what I expected to hear from you and a little bit outside of it at the same time, if that makes sense. It's good. I thought you were going to give me this big, well-formulated explanation about every last little detail that's got to be included in order for like you got to do this, and that. Not that I got that from you.
No,
just
and
figured.
I get that like a lot of times when you're talking to people that claim to be film buffs, which by the way, have I ever said that I was a film buff?
Yeah, at least like every time I'm with you.
Yeah, 0 times have I ever said that I was a film buff. 0 times. But typically people like that, they want to impress you with like how many intricacies of the process of filmmaking they can name to you.
Of course.
What I'm more interested in is what was entertaining about what I just saw and how can I tell other people about it?
Yeah.
That's and
less
maybe
is more, bro.
Yeah, less is more.
Like, let's be real here.
I mean, you've seen my films.
Yes.
Like, less is more.
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I definitely agree with that. And I like that. I'm glad that was the answer you gave. Let me put it short and simple like that, because like you said, bro, I've met a lot of people that just go into this huge explanation on what makes a film good, and I'm just like, dude, what are we talking about right now? We're still talking about that movie?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing too, is that you'll talk to people about films and they're talking to you as if they're explaining like the way that the International Space Station launches.
Like the fucking Big Bang Theory.
It's a fucking movie,
yeah,
dude.
Bro, tell me, what did you like about it? Who did you like? What didn't you like? Boom.
Yeah, it's a fucking
that simple.
It's a parlor trick.
It is.
It's the same thing as you going to go see the carnival.
Yeah.
It should be exciting. It should be dangerous. It should be interesting. But it shouldn't be so complicated that it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
That's not what it's supposed to be.
I don't need to see your need of very, very complex explanation on this. I don't need none of that from anybody. If I ask you why is the movie good, do you tell me that? Leave it there.
Exactly. Yeah, but I mean, I'm so over movies. I wish, and I can tell that because you're a good judge of character. Like, I wouldn't be saying that if I hadn't watched 5,000 films.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking about this as somebody who went to film school and talked to a Jewish guy one time.
Quentin Tarantino was the best director of all time.
No, I was on sets for 2 years. I was fucking crying in the parking lot,
in your trunk.
In the rental that, somebody named Weinstein bought me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody.
You were there, though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
See, a lot of niggas don't remember that that's what movies are.
Yeah.
It's a 90-day process of hell, of pain, of blood.
Terrible.
A lot of people don't know that.
No, I don't think they should know, bro. We got to leave that for who that's for. You know what I mean? They don't need to know that. That'll break a lot of characters, bro. I could definitely see that as somebody that's never been involved with that. So I get it, bro.
Yeah, it's just, once you know how the sausage is made, you don't really like to eat sausage that much, I guess.
Let's I want to switch gears for a second, bro. I got something I want to tell you about.
Dom's switching gears this time. Woo, buddy.
Is also from we're gonna veer off into the anime manga manhwa.
Oh, okay.
Manhwa side of our show, So, with the recent release of Solo Leveling and all the news,
which I have been watching, by the way.
Really?
Yes, I actually watched
I'm
about 4 or 5 episodes of Solo Leveling. Yeah.
Good. Well, with the recent news of that dropping and how big that release was, I've changed as a fan of anime and manga and manhwa, right? So I was strictly a fan of anime.
Can you order a burger?
Can I order a burger?
Yeah, like two or three like cheeseburgers.
No. You do that while I talk about this. That sounds like a better option than me. Okay.
Yo, listen, guys.
Way better option.
Yo, listen. Like, you're not gonna order me burgers and fries. Like, come on. You know how long we've been knowing each other, Dom?
Listen, bro.
How long we've been knowing each other, man?
We've known each other long enough. That's why
I'm so inclined. When was the last time I asked you for a burger and fries?
I actually know exactly when.
When was that?
When we were still recording in my grandpa's basement. Hey, shout out my mans that tried to call us out on the mom's basement thing, because you were close, bro. We did used to do it in a family member's basement, so I'll give you props on that. We used to, but you're way too far ahead of that, bro. You didn't know shit really, but Owl. Exact day and time.
Yo,
Yeah, I remember, bro.
yo, dog. There's a burger truck like
That was a
not
minute
too
ago.
far from here. Just get us
Yeah,
like
just
two
call it
slices.
up. Just I'm not hungry. You asked me before I came. You said, "Hey,
Come
bro, did you
on,
eat?"
bro.
I ate.
You're
I
wild.
had
Yo,
some
can
Mr.
you believe this?
Pita,
You know, this is
bro.
what it is about light
I
skinned
had some
niggas. You know what I'm
Mr.
saying?
Pita. No, here's
This
the
is
thing,
this is
guys.
what it
Here's the
is.
thing about dark skinned niggas.
You see how it is. You see how it is with these guys.
They think that because, they want something from you or they want you to do something, you should just do it, He's dark skinned, right? He probably assumes that I assume he's got a couple pairs of black Air Force Ones in his closet. I don't want to stumble upon them. I don't want to get scared. I don't want to have fear within my heart for this man. That'll never happen. Dark skinned niggas don't scare me. They can't make me conform. They can't get me to do things that they want. It's just that constant battle of dark versus light, right? So it's good and evil. You guys can decide who's the good and evil sides, but it is what it is. Regardless, back to my original point. Solo leveling, right?
Yeah.
So the old me, I can't believe you did that. The old me would have, just jumped right into the anime, waited till so much was out, binge it, whatever I was doing at that time, right?
Yeah.
It's like, let me go a different route with this. So, been getting told for a little while now to read it. So I finally started reading it.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Good.
I think for this show, I do need to get back into manga.
Mm-hmm.
And manhwa is
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But just like, even though I love, watching stuff,
Of course.
the real source material is the
Yes.
written visual.
It is.
And a lot of these animes, they're not complete, at least the story, unless you actually go back and watch that or read rather that original source material.
Well, see, one thing, just a sidetrack for a second, that I'm really glad about is with the inclusion of a lot of these newer titles, we're not seeing that happen anymore. We're not at a time where these studios only have so big of a budget and they're not so sure now whether or not they can actually meet the end of the written project. They actually are in most cases nowadays. There's very few titles that I see get canceled. There's some, but that's for other reasons. We're not going to get too far into that with this. Solo leveling definitely won't fall under that category. I can tell you that right now. I'm very near the end. I think I'm about 20 chapters before the end of it. And one thing that I appreciate so much about it is, first off, character development is off the charts. They don't take a long time to do it. They don't not give you enough time to see how well this character can grow, right? Also, main character's name is Sung Jin Woo.
Yeah.
Dude's an absolute boss. Stands on fucking business. See, the story kind of gave me isekai vibes at first. Without the
but I like
over sexualization of the women.
Right.
Because I'm telling you as a reader, there's none of that.
No.
None of it. Not even a smidge of it.
It lets you get into it in a way that a lot of Japanese stories that are
this is Korean.
Yeah, but I'm saying
you're
the
right.
Japanese side of it.
Japanese,
Yeah,
yes.
the Japanese side of it. Unfortunately, as much as I like a lot of that stuff, it's hard to get into because there's just so much fucking fan service and crazy shit.
Much.
Whereas the manhwa of solo leveling, it's staying true to the story. It's just telling you the story.
And that's one thing that I've become such a fan of while reading because they really, like I said, they're straight to the point and they don't really let up on anything. That's my personal favorite. Go ahead, do your thing, bro. You guys, listen to me. If you guys aren't fans of reading, aren't fans of original source material, become a fan of these things because I will tell you everything that the manhwa of solo leveling is building up for my expectations for when I actually do start the anime is only going to make it better. I know that for a fact. I've already experienced this multiple times. Couple titles to name with that would be Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man. Some of those titles I just named, I did watch first. Then from that point on, continued and read up until at least where it currently is or where, in Demon Slayer's case, it ended. And I know I'm only in for nothing less than a treat because if it can get any better than that, which at least in the manga's case, you're going to add color, obviously visuals, animation, free-flowing movement, all of these things, the character voices, the soundtracks, all these things that aren't included within the read. just make it that much better. I mean, I already know from our people who have read Solo Leveling, Sung Jin Woo against Beru, who you guys aren't even gonna know who that is until a little bit after you see it happen. Insane. One of the best fights I've read in any kind of source material you could read. I promise you that from the start, right here and now. The way that Sung Jin Woo, like I said, the way he bosses up, the way he just stands on shit. It's very telling of an isekai main lead, but he does it in a way of not having to go through the same trials and tribulations, right? He really just understands from an early point, hey, I got to do this, I got to do that. I know exactly what I got to do to get to this point. I'm about to do that. And they literally show you that in the best way possible. I'm telling you that right now. You even get like this really cool sense of, which again, like I said, in most isekai you would, you know, they always have this way of introducing and showing you another character to come in, level the main character off,
Yeah.
right? Give you an understanding of his power level, just how much of a threat they really are.
Right.
And they do that in a very good way in here, but there's no doubt who top dog is. Let me say, there's absolutely not even for a second no doubt of who top dog is, and he really just he's a really good he's a hero, and he's almost painted in the actual manhwa as you would almost think he's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
But he's not, and that's what I love about it. They have so many different aspects of this guy within a small frame of time, because at the same time, let me tell you this, I didn't mention this, Solo Leveling is only 200 chapters, which is super short.
Right.
Super short for something like this. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
for a big expansive series, only having 200 chapters is not that. Yeah.
No, it's not that impressive. At least in my opinion. Impressive is the wrong word. It's not that interest grabbing. Let me say that. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't want it to be any longer. Honestly, you get everything you want in the time frame that you would. At least I would want it, and they do it so well. So I would definitely say to all these people out here, if you are an anime fan, read Solo or start reading manhwa, okay? You guys are about to see the breakthrough of manhwa getting anime adaptations, and I, as a fan of both, could not be happier at this time. But if you are an anime only, start reading, because for one, manhwa is done in color. You guys will like that because it gives you more of a close connection to what the anime has to bring, with it being in color as opposed to black and white. And two, although it's so similar to manga and anime, you can see the Korean culture behind it, right? It's so similar, yet it's a little bit different in their own way of maybe telling a story, maybe the dialect, maybe just the scenery, those types of things. So definitely check that out. Solo Leveling is going to be at the top of a lot of your guys' watch list. I promise you that. And more so on top of your read list. Trust me, I would never steer you guys in the wrong direction. Check it out.
Do both mediums.
Yes.
Watch
That's
it.
what I was telling them.
Yeah. Watch it, but also get that actual manhwa experience.
Yes.
Read it as well.
You need it. It makes for such a better experience, honestly.
So
you go.
So there's been some music releases recently. What did you think about Vultures?
So, me and Adam, actually, you guys, we just listened to a few of the tracks right now. This was my first time listening to anything off it. I think Adam said he did listen to a little bit. I liked one of the songs you played. Would you play two?
Yeah, I played Carnival and Fuck Some.
Carnival and Fuck Some.
Yeah.
I liked Fuck Some. Carnival was straight. See, I've been having a lot of people who I would never expect to tell me that this was a good album tell me it was a good album.
Right.
A lot of people that were not fans of Kanye for a long time, or maybe ever a fan of his, both. And I don't know how I feel about that. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to set my expectations high, but I also don't want them to come too low, right? Because it's very telling from who I've heard this information from. Now, if you're somebody who's never liked him, telling me you love this album, that's speaking a lot to me, because you obviously have your reasons for not liking Kanye, whoever you people are that you told me you know who you are. And it's very interesting to me to see at this point in his career people liking his music, right? Because they have every reason not to like him as a person, not to like any product he releases, all these things.
Right.
So I feel as though that speaks more about the quality of the music than it does the interest of the person. So that part of it has me excited to listen. The part of me that's not excited to listen, and I know you Kanye stans are gonna try to kill me in these comment sections for saying this. Although he's probably my favorite artist, he has not really been doing it for me musically, bro. Not at all. Oh, did our frames drop? I hope they didn't.
No, I'm just looking at your
Oh,
I'm just looking at your light skin
oh,
face telling me that Kanye hasn't been doing it for you.
bro. Let's be real. Let's be real, man.
Hold
Let's
on,
be
let me
real.
inspect this. Hold
Let's be
on,
real.
let
Let's
me
be
just
real.
let me
Let me
take a
sip of
second.
this real quick.
Let me take a second to just at as an African doctor, let me inspect this.
Adam's actually a brain surgeon, guys.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
He's actually responsible for reviving a lot of people in Ethiopia. If you
So
didn't know,
so we're in Accra, Ghana. We're doing zero gravity, triple bypass surgery on Dom, and we're looking at him. We're like, Ife, he is light skinned.
is he one of us?
We cannot give him any more of the morphine. It's
Yeah,
okay.
my brain's halfway out of my skull.
It's okay. Don't give
Okay,
him any
wake
more.
wake him up. Wake him up.
We must wake him up.
Yes.
Dom, where do you get off saying that Kanye hasn't been doing enough for you?
No. Not.
Do you understand
not,
what
not,
Kanye's been doing for the planet?
Not doing enough musically. Not. It's not. A lot of it's not clicking. See, I hold these very high regards, unfortunately, and I know it bites me in the ass more times than not when it comes to music and what I listen to and what I'm fond of, right? So when I feel like with certain artists, this is not something I do across the map. This is not something I do with new artists because I feel as though it's unfair, right? But for artists that really meet that level of upper echelon for me, right? The people who I'm like, dude, he made this. This shit was in his mind. He thought of this. He thought of this sample and mixing it, like all those things that would be included within that, right?
Right.
I unfortunately compare a lot of things to that, and I know I shouldn't. Let me say that first and foremost. I know I shouldn't, but I can't help it. If you made me such a fan from your earlier and past entries and just feature verses, whatever comes with that, and then your new stuff starts dropping, right? Because we're talking about Kanye here. This is a guy who was labeled a long time ago. He's going to end up being timeless. He's always going to be able to release music. It's going to come out. It's going to be good, well received, all these things. I will be honest. Donda 1, Donda 2, Yay, and Kids See Ghosts. I think it was those titles right there.
I mean, can you believe that he even brought up Kids See Ghosts? Could you even believe that?
Like in a good way or a bad way?
Could you believe that
Like you like Kids See Ghosts?
Listen,
Do you like it? That's what I want to know first.
there's 3 Kanye albums, and there's only 3.
Okay.
There's only 3 Kanye albums.
These are ones I'm naming that did nothing for me. By the
Oh,
way.
I thought
By
you
the
were
way,
naming
no,
what you
fuck
like.
no,
Oh,
fuck.
that's why I was
Bro,
like,
bro,
oh,
if I ever
okay.
say that, hey, if I ever say that, bro,
That's why I was like, wait, what?
Grab the Mossberg out the fucking closet, okay? Load that bitch up with 6 shots. Use all 6 shells on me, please, okay? There's no chance I'm coming back. No, fuck no. Those were the albums that did nothing for me, and it really irritated me because he took that little bit of a break, and then it was like finally at that time of the artist again of this level taking a break, coming back, finally releasing something. Right? I figure you take a 4 or 5 year break, my man, you got all these experiences, all these inspirations around you, whatever you're doing in life, however you're living. And I'm like, oh my God, he's about to come with something crazy. He's probably been working with all these people over these years, crazy
Right.
names, crazy producers, rappers, everything, right?
Right.
And then you release things like the titles that I've mentioned, and it's like I was very underwhelmed. Like if you release an album after that long, and I'm liking under half of the numerical value of your album,
But like you think about something like Donda,
right?
which I'm not going to say is
Donda had a good
Kanye's
amount of
best
good
album.
tracks.
Yeah,
right,
I'm not
right.
going to say it was
did. I'll
Kanye's
give you
best
that.
album.
It did.
But when you look at something like Donda,
Yeah.
and then you look at everything else that was released that year, that's anything even close to a major release,
Fair.
nothing was close to it.
Nothing, but at the same time, as commendable of an accolade like that would be for like somebody that's only been out for a few years, 4 or 5 years at the time, I would give them that. That would really mean something to an artist at that level. But we're talking about a motherfucker that met the top of the top. Like, let's be real.
But
here.
you're looking at you're looking at the wrong thing. Like, yes, the album itself, right, may not have been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at the performances that he was able to garner out of
Fair.
certain artists.
Yeah.
Example, Off the Grid, 5 Foreign's
I already knew you were gonna. I knew
verse.
It. Yes, that's actually one of the songs I like. What does he spit for like 2 minutes straight? The chorus doesn't even
let's look at the
back
lyrics.
in.
Let's look at the lyrics. Hold on.
Straight just.
I'm just gonna read
bro.
the lyrics out loud because I think a lot of people don't understand that. Like,
that is one of the exceptions I give on that. The
5
best.
The
best exception I get from that album is 5 Foreign's verse on Off. Because I'm thinking, at the time, all I've heard is from 5 Foreign was like So Many Things, right? And I was like, okay, he's pretty good. I'm like, I'm not like necessarily a fan yet. I heard that verse, and I was like, yo, did they clone my man's?
Did
they make him a cyborg and said,
no?
Hey,
This is the same thing that I've been saying about Kanye for many years.
No, he knew the whole time. Like, listen, at a time where you and I might see an artist come out, like, get their breakthrough, right? And we're like, it is what it is.
Look, when I was in jail, I was low key. Shout out to supporters that wrote me. Eat food, work out, then go to sleep. You know I'm praying. He carrying both feet. We know we got God with us. You look at me and you see a God figure. And when I start vibing, you know that he with me. And I'ma always catch a hard shiver. I know it's demons in that dark liquor. We buy a bottle and we squash with you. Everybody turn into a harsh nigga. But my pocket's bigger and my heart richer. Yo, listen guys.
That's verse of the album. 5 Foreign. That's verse of the album. Easily. Regardless of what anybody says. Regardless of that, okay? Regardless of that happening, right? One phenomenal verse, more specifically from a feature on an album from somebody who was unexpected from me. Can't always do it. Now, I will always give the props and credits due for that, right? And because, let's be honest here, we're never getting that verse if it's not for Kanye. Let's be honest.
No, that's my point.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That part, I'll come in till the day I die.
Yeah, it's not about 5.
No, it's not about 5. It's about the fact that, like I said, Kanye knew. He knew. He didn't make Off the Grid and think, damn, I can't get nobody on this. He said as soon as he heard that beat and knew what he heard from 5 which nobody else on the planet Earth heard to know to put him on that track, he seen it. He had the vision. He had the premonition. He said, I need 5 on this verse.
But not just I need 5 but I need 5 at this time in his life.
Yeah, because that was peak time.
Because my favorite Kanye song is, there's 2 Kanye songs that to me are still the greatest Kanye songs of all time. I know one. It's We Major.
That's the one I know.
And 2 Words. Those 2 songs are the same thing that I'm about to talk about with Off the Grid. When you use rappers as instruments, right, you have to pick them at their time.
For sure.
To be able to handle that. Like having Really Doe as the hook to We Major, he couldn't do that at any time in Really Doe's.
Ever again.
No, that was a place and a time. And that is a maestro. That's not that's not just a musician, that's a director, that's a conductor.
Do you think it's for a lot of the people that are going to see this? I know they're going to disagree with what I'm about to say, but listen, bro. I have an understanding of why Kanye calls himself a god. Who else could have done that?
Yeah, and
who else could have done that?
And
I don't think he's a god.
Yeah, obviously.
I don't think he's God.
But I'm saying, but like what I'm saying is like that delusion is earned, and he gets to earn that because nobody else was doing that.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that want to talk about, like, how
your New Yorkness shoulder talk. This is a Jersey nigga right here, guys.
These guys, these
talk.
What
are you talking about?
These Midwestern people, you know how they are.
Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen that are out there on the coast, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate.
I love the accent. I love the accent. I love
support me, and you guys understand that coming from the coast.
What I love more is when the accent comes out. That's what I like. Anyways, back to your point.
But anyways, it's one thing to talk about what you can do with your rappers.
For sure.
But it's another thing to turn them into the instruments that they need to be for your larger project and to delineate those egos, right? Like that is the true example of a master. And that type of mastery is what continues to rarify rap, right?
Of course.
Like you don't get to have rap in the 21st century without someone like Kanye continuing to refine it.
Yeah, because that's when you really look at it, bro. There's not many people you can give that to, right?
No.
Let's be real here. Let's be real, because anybody else that anybody could compare to the level of Kanye, right? They're not compared to the level of Kanye for the same reasons that we hold Kanye to that standard. You know, we have a lot of guys who just come and spit a crazy verse that has you thinking, oh wow, how did he think of that? Cool. We've heard that happen a lot, right? It's a good thing to still hear it, but it's something that's very very normal, which isn't bad. I'm a fan of it, but
you guys are hearing how much like Dom wants to pretend like he's like a fan of rap and like how much he likes rap. Watch this. Hey Dom, have you ever heard the lyrics to Number 9 by Playboi Carti?
Bro, yeah, probably from you.
Nah, you haven't.
Yeah, probably from you.
He said,
if I haven't heard them from you, then you're also in the category of not a fan of rap.
He said, "Lil nigga counting, big guap, Cardi up, Lil shawty wanna fuck. I'm in Lennox, count up, fuck up, bitch, tell her fuck, yeah."
Lost about 150,000 brain cells right
now.
there, guys.
It's one of those things. Like when you hear this, it's much probably to me. I would assume.
Yeah.
It was much like when the Phantom of the Opera was first released in Venice. Dude. And
you guys.
Giuseppe Verdi finished his opera and he just showed it to the world. And they weren't ready for it. They didn't know exactly what they were going to see. To people that had seen Requiem for the first time by Giuseppe Verdi in Venice in 1671, they didn't know what they were about to see.
Yeah.
It was much like Number 9.
Yeah, see, I would never in my life agree with that. You could literally hook my brain up to a computer and rewire my brain to be any way that you want it to.
Why do you?
And I'm still going to resist that.
This is where I have to become colorist, because I have to say
that
if he was light skinned, you would be like, if that was Drake.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I don't know what you're saying, but I understand what you're saying.
To me, there's no other reason why you would shirk that.
Right. So here's my first question to you about that statement you just made. Right.
Okay.
You, as the number one Playboi Carti fan that you are, who would you say by description of skin color would be the majority of his fan base?
White people.
Right. So white people who would be people that are lighter skinned than I. Right or wrong? No. White people are darker than I am. Sorry, folks. Don't take this in the wrong way. These are just questions I have to ask to get the understanding that I want.
For those of us that are race scientists, they understand why I'm looking at the camera the way.
Yeah, they do. But this is me and you right here. They're gonna get this later. This is you and I. Okay.
So Dom, here's my thing.
Yes or no?
So Dom, I'm not saying that you don't have a legitimate claim to your feelings. That's not what I'm saying.
That's not what I'm asking.
What are you asking?
It can't be a matter of. I know what you're getting at, bro. I know you now. Okay. It's
what
been a year.
What do you know?
It doesn't take a long time for me to know people. Right. I was blessed. With this gift.
No, you're very good at this. No, you're very good at this.
And be a very telling person of somebody else's character. Right.
Right.
So, you're saying it's a matter of one of two things. Playboi Carti being the dark-skinned nigga that he is, or the content of his music being too dark-skinned for somebody like myself who is light-skinned, right? Which both of those are invalidated.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me read it again. Lil nigga counting up, big guap Carti up, Lil shawty wanna fuck. I'm in Lennox counting up, fuck a bitch, tell her Yeah, 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 yeah.
My bad. To the people that stopped watching at this point, I understand. To the people that continued watching, I have a very good therapist for you guys to go see.
For the literature enthusiasts that are listening to this, because I'm an English major. Many of you who
Yeah.
might have gone to my alma mater, you might be listening to this podcast. You guys remember Chaucer? You know what I
Oh
mean?
my god.
You know what I mean? You guys remember Chaucer? Is this not like that? Is this not like that?
You know what? I'm very glad that we're doing this on this episode because I think it's finally time for Adam to get this reality check that he's been needing. About this fantasy he has that a good amount of people, a majority of people would agree with this opinion he has on the so-called Playboy Cardi, right? Because although I've expressed to you many times off the camera,
Yeah.
me and you and I, one on one,
Yeah.
the songs and the liking that I've taken to Playboy Cardi, right? I've told you what I've liked by him, what I don't like. I haven't.
You don't tell
I
me.
haven't.
What's
He's
your
capping
favorite
for- hey.
What's your favorite Playboy Cardi song?
He's
What's your
cap-
favorite Playboy?
he-
What's your favorite Playboy Cardi song?
He's capping for the camera.
What's
It don't
your
even matter.
favorite Playboy
At this
Cardi
point,
song?
It don't even matter. It don't even matter.
If I'm capping, it's
Yeah.
real simple.
He's
You can just
capping.
tell me
He's
what's your
capping.
favorite Playboy Cardi
My
song.
favorite Playboy Cardi song.
You see this nigga?
Now, before I give my answer, let me just
See
give you guys.
this
I'm gonna give the
nigga.
answer. Before I give my answer, let me just give you guys a forewarning. Any answer that I give, he's gonna tell me it's either mainstream or the song that everybody was supposed to like, right? There's not many Playboy Cardi songs I even have downloaded on my phone, if I'm being honest. Definitely under the number 10, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. I don't care. My personal favorite would be see, I don't want to count it as a song of his. Can I just give you an answer of a song that he's featured on? Mm-hmm. I like Mr. Rage with him and Trippie Redd. That's my favorite song that Playboy Cardi's on. That's not a good answer. That's a bad answer. That's a bad answer. Hey, listen, you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great episode of Two
It has
Detroit
been.
Nerds.
I agree. We have actually met our limit. We gotta get out of here. We have a meeting with Playboy Cardi and a couple of his managers to have a discussion on why Adam is praising him so well and why I'm supposedly slandering him so low. So,
But you know what's funny? If we were talking about J. Cole and Drake right now, no, not even them. I'm using them as a placeholder. If we were talking about, I'm trying to think of some like cool rapper now.
The sad
I'm
part
trying to think of
guys,
some like cool rapper.
The sad part
You
is
know what I mean?
Adam's only go-to for me if he's talking about what rappers I like is J. Cole. Please, I want you guys not only in response to this video in the comments for any of these clips you guys are going to see, ask Adam how many times he's ever heard me play J. Cole when I was with him. And if he gives you guys any answer other than 0, understand that from this point on, I need you guys to spam in the comment section Sir Cap a lot because that is the biggest lie he's ever told in his life. Maybe outside of the fact that he's secretly a cyborg created by the CIA and he actually worked for them only. Nobody else.
Listen, guys.
So there's your guys' understanding of what to expect from Adam.
Listen, guys. On That Time by Playboy Cardi. And you know what's funny is that Dom doesn't even know this song. You know that's what's funny.
No, you know what's funnier? That you think I would.
He said, "I got a Draco in my book bag, little bitch. That motherfucker got a kickback on it. And I put this on Oxy. I'ma leave my op in the cement. Lay that bitch down in the yard like a picnic. He even got no gun. How the fuck he flexing? We got push up, little bitch. We gon' push up, little bitch." Ladies and gentlemen, it's been another episode of Two Detroit Nerds. I hope you guys like and subscribe. This is going to, continue to happen.
Of
If you want
course.
more episodes like this, please message us. Let us know what you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
Let us know, what you're into and what we should be into as extensions of what you want. Because, we're here to entertain you guys.
Of
So,
course. Yeah, you guys really listen to that. You know, we don't get enough from you guys on suggestions and things you guys would like to hear from us to talk about. So, we're friendly. I know we're from Detroit. I know it seems the opposite, but come holler at us, okay? We want to hear what you guys want to see.
exactly. All right, guys. We love you.